Okay, mic check, mic check, mic check. Should be able to hear the screen. Hear the screen. Can you hear the screen? Can you see the screen? Hear through the mic, audio and visual. Should be able to hear, see all that good stuff. Mr. Blue, TradePhantoms.com. Quick check in. I see some Phantom numbers in here. What's going on? Iron Man, Joe Frank. We got Mark Wahlberg in the house. Wheezy, Travis. Good morning, Misty. TPTP, let's go. Joe V, the GOAT in the house. Alfredo. Yodi, Zay. I'll be tuning to you, Eric A. New guy here. Is this learnable, guys? Of course, man. Market's been around for over hundreds of years, man. Candlesticks have been around since hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So, of course, it's learnable. It's just like anything else in life, man. But if you're new, man, I'll tell you straight up that it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time, but it's a skill set. Indeed, it is learnable, of course. If it wasn't learnable, there'd be no market because it just wouldn't be efficient and it wouldn't work. Okay, so humans would not be doing it, right? Starting off this morning, kind of crazy there, right? Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, Kim, Sir Ebral? Let's go. I see you, Alec. And so today's date is going to be kind of a late August 27th, Thursday, 2026. I'll be Guide, your host, Blue, as mentioned. Just do a quick check-in. We'll go through some pre-market prep, share a couple things with you folks here. We'll start out with some futures, etc. Take us into the open, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and if there's a potential setup off the open, we can kind of take a peek at that and analyze that. Getting right into the charts here. Well, let's back up a little bit here before we do that. Just a quick little, just people kind of scribbling in here. What's going on, Ron? What's going on, new guy, Ron? Let's go. What's going on, brother? Thursday. What do we have on tap today for any planned economic news? We did have unemployment claims that came out a little while ago. That's already out. Great. Nothing too crazy here. Okay, we do have the Jackson Hole meeting over there, where the powers to be are going to be speaking, etc. Today kind of marks day one of that, etc. Markets, of course, have been a bit sideways. It's kind of that time of the year. We'll get into the charts, of course, as always. Tomorrow I'll be with the live trade room, of course, and we do have the Fed Chairman Warsh speaking at that Jackson Hole, and we got some other things here, consumer sentiment, payrolls, etc. That's tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we don't really have to worry or concern ourselves with that, as much today. All right, but just while we're here on this website, there you can do a little scroll down, just in preparation for for news announcement tomorrow. Get into the charts as always. That's what's most important. So regardless of what the news is saying or doing, there's going to be a reaction of the markets, and that's what's most important here. So I got a SPY daily time frame on the right, weekly time frame here on the left. I bring this document up every single morning. Okay, no matter what, you're going to see three major colors on my charts: orange, yellow, blue. I color code the big time frames, the big three: monthly, weekly, daily. Okay, so demand and supply, institutional demand and supply, main backdrop of how markets work, top-down multiple time frame analysis approach. Anything you see in the color code orange is going to be a monthly time frame. Yellow is going to be a weekly time frame. Daily is going to be a blue time frame, or a blue color code for that daily time frame. What's going on, Trucker Ed? Tech Omega, let's go. I see you, brother. NVIDIA is moving pre-market nicely. Yep, Mike. This is Mr. Black's live times 100. They say. Yeah, I guess so. Bernard Smith. I guess that's what they say. Yeah, I talk fast. I do everything kind of fast. So it's just how it is. I don't know. Yeah, it's just how I am. So got to be me. Bullish candlesticks. Bunch of fancy names. Context, structure, and location. Most important, preferably in the context of uptrends, pulling back into a demand level, looking for these bullish candlestick prints. Bearish, same thing, just in reverse. Context, structure, location, the big three, most important there. Preferably looking for these bearish candlesticks in the context, preferably in downtrends. Okay, rallying up into a level of supply. All right, and we got the liquidity map here. We kind of break this down further. Of course, when we have, we have live trade rooms here, Phantoms, and we execute live, etc. We have classes, so you can kind of learn the strategy and the tactics, etc. This is kind of a page out of the book where we talk about, demand and supply, controlling markets, buys and sells. Okay, you can only do two things, can buy and sell. However, there's four possibilities, and we have to know the difference of that. As you could be a buyer to enter, which is an accumulation order. Now you're a market participant as a willing seller to exit. So if you buy to enter, you want the market to go up. You'd sell to exit if it is going up to take some profits. Okay. If the market's going down and you bought to enter, well, you're hitting your stop loss, for example, violating your trading setup to be in, well, you'd sell to take a loss as you should be. So buy to enter, okay, selling to exit as a distribution order. However, you can also sell short to enter, okay, which is going to be an accumulation order of a bearish trade. You'd want the market to go down. You'd now be a market participant as a willing buyer to cover at some point to exit. If you did sell short the market does go down. Buy to cover to take some profit. If you sold short the market and you're wrong, and the markets are going up, and you have to have some risk management, so therefore you would be buying to cover to exit to realize your loss, as you should. Break it down into 4 quadrants: 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 and 2 connect as an uptrend. Kind of 1 and 4 connect as a downtrend. Yes, this is just a visual representation of this. There's a lot more to this. You have to go through multiple time frame analysis. And the team at Phantoms is such a great team and community that we even took this, tenfold even more. Okay, multiplied this by 100 to use the multiple that Bernard Smith is using here as a new guy in here. We took it even forward and built out what's called a whole a map in regard to this. So just taking this and putting it on steroids. If you're a Phantom member, you kind of know what I'm talking about there. If you're not a Phantom member, well, of course, you don't know what I'm talking about there. Last but certainly not least, we got the couple of more color codes here before we kind of dive really into the charts, etc. You will see if I have a bullish trade, for example, okay, I'll say the words and we'll make notes, etc. But you will notice I will put a green ellipse for a bullish buy to enter, for example, okay. And then there's going to be an attached, of course, stop loss and or target to that, which is going to be a sell, right? Sell for bullish, want the market to go up. Again, just kind of this here, just visualized here with the color code here. Stop loss, target associated. These are the color codes for that. These in terms of the ellipses, all right, the circle ellipses here. For a bearish trade, meaning bearish, yeah, we want to sell, but we're not selling to exit. We're selling short to enter. And so therefore, this is going to have a different color code here, to kind of a darker red, kind of maroon, if you will, there. And of course, you'd want the market to go down. If you follow my cursor here, okay, and if we do indeed go down, the buy to cover to exit to take profit, okay, you notice that this is going to be a buy order, but this is going to be a buy to cover to take profit. It's going to be have a blue kind of ellipse there, blue circle there, right? And that would be good because that will be a profit take. Well, it's okay if we get stopped out too, smaller risk, etc. And so in the event that we are bearish, but the markets were wrong on that trading setup, well, this is going to be a buy to cover to exit, and this would be a stop loss. Okay, so that's not a buy to buy to enter, for example. So again, just matching these color codes here. So therefore, when you are in the live trade room, we can just have multiple notes there to help people understand kind of what's going on. All right, futures, major 4, where we at? We got the S&P upper left, all right, up at 0.28%, nothing crazy. We got the NASDAQ upper right daily time frame up about 0.8%. Dow Jones lower left down at 0.23%. Russell 2000 down flat, essentially down about 0.12%. And folks, it's this time of year. What do you mean? It's late August, and we got I guess. A lot of people are on vacation, right? Just got back from vacation up myself. People are still on vacation. And, typically, usually, late kind of August is that kind of summer doldrums, et cetera, before we kind of get back to quote unquote work after the holiday soon here. And so if you've noticed the markets, here's the S&P futures, by the way, daily time frame. All right. And some of my Phantoms members in here are already going to know kind of what I'm going to be saying here. Okay. But this is last Thursday's candle on the daily time frame here. Why is that important? Well, since last Thursday, and now it's today, Thursday this week, currently, okay, we are still inside of last week's Thursday's high and last week's Thursday's low here, August 20th. This kind of random candle right there, right? Okay, look at Friday last week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now today's even Thursday, okay? We are still inside, okay, of this price point, Thursday's high there and Thursday's low there, okay? So the irony with what's happening right now is we had a class on Tuesday evening, what's called Advanced Futures with Phantoms, and we were talking about how, most traders mostly want, movement, okay, directional movement, up or down, okay? And markets can only do really one of 3 things, up, down, and sideways. And so this market, okay, since last Thursday, we're still contained within these price points here. Okay, so these was what's known as inside bars. So on Tuesday, we were talking about painting bars as a lesson in advanced futures, for example. Okay, and what do we have here? We have a mother bar high, mother bar low. 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be the 5th day. Okay, now we're just opening up here soon, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Okay, futures are obviously open. Okay, but we're still inside of this candle here. So we've been talking a lot about. We've been using kind of this week as a way to help execute. Okay, and we've been talking a lot about condition. Okay, so it's good trading that we've been having here, trading in the middle. Yesterday, the market made me work really hard. Okay, because I was trading inside daily candle and then inside the 1 hour candle. Okay, and that's a hard condition. Okay, but we still made out pretty well there. Right, but this might not be the greatest condition for some folks. Right, I remember yesterday made some really good money right off the open there. I said, stop trading right now, go leave. Right, go leave, because don't give back. This is not you're not really missing that much. Okay, et cetera, et cetera. So it's been a kind of scalpy. Make what you can make. And go do something else type of environment. If you're looking at, of course, the indexes here. Of course, yes, we have NVIDIA earnings. We're kind of chatting about NVIDIA earnings. It's up. Okay, pre-market quote 222. If anybody went bearish, you're kind of wrong on that. Anybody who went bullish, I leaned more bullish, and we talked about that yesterday. I got a nice little spread on there. Nothing too crazy there. Didn't go too crazy size. All right, smaller risk, decent little bigger reward. And NVIDIA's potentially trying to help push this market up, but you can see futures are still contained within that Thursday's high there. NASDAQ, you can almost say the same thing. Okay, NASDAQ daily time frame here. NASDAQ has been a bit relatively more weaker. Okay, yes, you had this nice move up here. Okay, you just dropped down. Okay, we've been just kind of past couple of days, just kind of drifting, give or take, right? So a little bit of a, I hate to say and sound cheesy here, where it can just kind of go up and down. Okay, that's kind of cheesy to say. But yeah, we are in a bit of a impulsion move to not have a new higher high, and we're just kind of on a correction, and we're just kind of basing up here again, kind of an odd time there. Now we did kind of pop out on the NASDAQ here. We are trading above this 20 period moving average here, which Phantoms members will know this is going to be on the daily time frame, kind of a B1 situation here. Okay, in terms of bullish setup. All right, but we need some fall through. Okay, we need some fall through, and that's what we have not been having so far. Of course, in indexes. Dow Jones and Russell 2000. I mean, the Russell 2000, maybe potentially trying to pick up some relative strength there. Very sensitive to the rate cuts, and I don't want to talk about that, at least for right now. But definitely Jackson Hole, as this is starting over there for the financial industry, finance. Definitely want to take a peek and have an ear on what's being said with those guys over there. What's going on, Dennis? What's going on, Rams Fall? David Hughes, my man. David Gash. Inside bar. Monthly, weekly, daily. Let's go. You have to know you want the bigger picture, no matter what, even if you are a short-term trader. Okay, even a scalper, for example, you need to know where you are in the bigger picture. We are going to drop down, of course, to smaller time frames and intermediate time frames. Have a 1 hour time frame here on the upper left. Okay, 30-minute time frame here, bottom left, followed by a 5-minute time frame here, in a 5-minute time frame here in the middle. I got the 2-minute time frame here on the right. Multiple time frame analysis. What's going on, Vol E? My man, he's a beast. He is a beast trader. We got S&P. Get here a bit more refined. Okay, and I'll just pop open I'll keep the daily time frame here on the left. And I'm going to put a 1 hour time frame here on the right. Inside bar. Boston, they do not say the R's. Globex high, Globex low, overnight high, overnight low. S&P futures 1 hour time frame here on the right, daily on the left. Short story long, long story short. Below this Globex low, looking for an IOF level of demand. Okay, and if we do look down and left, okay, we do have a bit of an impulse. There's a bit of a annoying, this is an overall basing here. Okay, so this is what I was talking about with the group here. We've been inside bar, choppy. People getting frustrating in here, and I'm like, yeah, it's annoying. I get it. So you have to be very, don't either you don't trade this or you trade, the upper and the lower range, etc. We were having a chat all on that yesterday. Blah blah blah. Our Phantoms members will know that. Now overnight, due to say the NVIDIA earnings was a potential help catalyst to this. Of course, we did have a little bit of a pop out. Shout out to the team. If you did hold some longs and you TP'd up in there, and I know some of the team members as well in Phantoms were taking what's called a S4 short over here on this move down, rallying up into this level of supply. So you have front side and back side there, man. The team is teaming, man. Awesome stuff. Team is growing. So we got the Globex low here for today, down and left. Okay, we do have, of course, we have to map out at least this impulse, basing impulse right here, level of demand. Again, 1 hour time frame. So I'll just make this green to represent demand. And this could be used as, of course. What's going on, KK? Oh, Dennis got burnt. Where? On the stove? That's Dennis, though. He's a beast too. All right, 76.98. G trap bullish potentially here. All right, now for you Phantoms members and groups, etc. I've been screaming about how okay, S&P's inside a bit more relative strength inside bar, but we're holding that B1 on the daily time frame there. Okay, now we did kind of pop out. Okay, we're still in the side of the Thursday mother bar here, as mentioned here. All right, but point is this impulse basing impulse level demand here, still rangy, still inside. All right, but now this is setting up for potential what's called a G trap. This is also going to be what's called a B1 on the daily time frame there. All right. So I don't have enough time to explain that. Of course, Phantoms members will know what I'm talking about, but there's going to be B1 alignment here on the daily time frame. And now we have a little bit of an expansion. I'm not sure if this is going to be an expansion. We have a correction. We have another, potential break of the mother bar. Okay, but there's something there. Now, in terms of demand, now if we do kind of break that, this is going to be representative of kind of still lower range here, if you will. All right, we got yesterday's low. Always account for the prior day low potential swipe. Okay. So that price point comes in 76.70, give or take. Okay, so right below here could be where we could also have a potential for like a liquidity swipe, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but also this is also would be qualified as kind of a trap trade as well. Okay, G trap, which would be below the Globex low, would be also above yesterday's low hypothetically here if that does happen. Okay, preemptively, and we have the daily low 76.70. So you could potentially be putting in an entry here, say at 76.70, 76.69, give or take, for a potential sweep there. All right. Some of you folks probably already have this 76.80 level mapped out there too. You can put that on the dock, of course. So we have a couple things down here in the event that we do kind of break this Globex low. A decent little formation here, and again we have the B1s here on the daily time frame. All right. Now if we've got the Globex high, which is here represented by this line here. In the event that we do break this Globex high, we do have this other, the mother bar, right? The mother bar daily high here. Okay, so remember Thursday, the 20th? Well, this is the Thursday, the 20th daily high. Okay, that comes in 77, call it 46, give or take. All right, and in the event, okay, that we do break this kind of Globex high, the question is going to be: is it going to be a sweep? Right, and we bank on that being a potential sweep because of the condition that we're in terms of just kind of low volume. Monday, literally recorded team. Bloomberg was talking about this Monday, just to give you some perspective. All right, Monday, the 24th, okay, a couple days ago, recorded one of the lowest volumes, okay, for the year. Okay, that's usually the case during this kind of time of said year. Why is that important? Well, because it's going to be very difficult, okay, or if you notice. Okay, it's been very difficult to have the, say, for example, the S&P really, gunning and trending for the most part, right? We're in more of a hiatus at the moment. Okay, so that said, if we do break this Globex high and even the mother bar high right there, this could be used as a liquidity sweep. I remember yesterday the Nasdaq, we snapped right above that Globex high, came into not even the greatest level of supply. Okay, matched some liquidity orders there. Okay, trap traders. Okay, and then we kind of came, back down into the middle of the mean. Okay, and then we even swiped down lower a little bit on lower range, and then we come, kind of settled in the middle there. And the earnings came out on a video. We popped up a little bit there. Okay, so kind of probably going a little bit too advanced. Okay, in short, I know it might be a little bit difficult to understand at this moment, but it could be an order match right here where you can have a G trap at the right above this mother bar high at 77. Call it 48, and I'll just copy and paste this line here. All right, now this would just be a G trap potential liquidity swipe, okay, for a coming back in the mid range here. Now, if you do look up and left, okay, that would be a more aggressive one. So this would be aggressive. So let me make a note on that. All right, now above here, okay, we do have a 60-minute, okay, level of supply. All right, this is kind of a test of this, but this is something that we have to put on the dock, on the radar here. So because we have this mother bar high right above here, 77, call it 48, 49, 50 handle, give or take, okay, above the Thursday high, which would also be above the Globex high. This 60-minute supply level here, so you might want to come a little bit higher up because this is going to be a rally, okay, and a drop for supply, but this is the test of this drop right there, okay. So in short, this comes out to, roughly speaking, 7.7. Let's just overarch it here, rounding to 60 handle for a G trap supply level. All right, so that's the S&Ps. All right, now real quick, our good friend Joe Frank usually puts this also. What's going on, Parissa? What's going on, Mohammed? Still lame, 10%. NVIDIA move only yielded a 30%. Mark Wahlberg. Want more. I want more. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Now, just real quick. Good morning, Alex. Real quick as well. This might be a little advanced here, but I just wanted to help, some Phantom members in here. And I know the team always is helping the team in there. Great team community that we have here at Phantoms. But if I were to bring this up real quick, I just, in terms of, this might be advanced, but we have a Gamma, market maker Gamma. So I'm going to go over to the SPX Gamma on options depth, which is a tool that we could potentially use. And in short, positive Gamma, negative Gamma. These are the two main ones here. Positive is going to be more stable, basically. Okay, plenty of liquidity, grindy price action. This is what we've been basically having for the most part. Where markets are not really moving. Okay, where markets, if they're making new lows, market makers would buy into those lows, containing price. If we're making new highs, market makers would sell into those highs, essentially kind of containing that price. They're not doing it on purpose, okay, to manipulate the market, as the retail traders would have it. All right, they're just trying to balance a dang book to remain delta neutral. Okay, now negative Gamma is going to be more, quote unquote, we have an unstable higher volatility potential for bigger moves. Okay, as market makers are essentially kind of chasing price. Again, they're not doing it on purpose. Okay, it's just the condition or environment of a market. Okay, as markets are going lower, they'd sell into lows. As markets are going higher, they're selling to highs. Okay, and you have to know where these positive or negative Gamma regimes, as we call it, are. You have to have a tool for that. You have options depth here. Okay, now the pre-market quote in SPX, okay, is going to be at the moment basically 76.99. Let's just say 7,700. Okay, now Gamma up from options depth here, kind of breakdown by strike here in the middle. Got the Gamma heat map on the left here. Okay, positive Gamma is going to be to the right. Okay, and that is going to be highlighted by blue and green shades here in the heat map. Negative Gamma is going to be to the left. That's going to be highlighted by yellow and red shades. If I kind of zoom into 7,700 here, which is going to be roughly where the S&P SPX is going to be opening here, roughly 15 minutes. I want to see, okay, what is above us and what is below us in terms of whether we have positive or negative Gamma, and what is the outliers of that. In short, 7,700 is roughly where we're opening up. We're going to be opening up a bit on a bit of a positive Gamma node here. Okay, now below price, as you can see, then we have a 76.85 to the right, which is positive, 76.75 to the right, which is positive. And you can see this highlighted here on the left of the heat map. Okay, as we get lower down in here, we have kind of darker shades of blue. Okay, so now we want to stick out and map out some of the more bigger ones and outliers. Okay, so 77, of course, is going to be one there. Okay, we're basically opening up on that. But if you go below price here, the outlier here, the bigger one, is going to be 7675. Okay, so what do I do with that information? I go over to the SPX, for example, because what I'm trying to do, team, is, or what we're trying to do is map out, right, those levels that we just did or mapped out in the S&P futures, but we also want to use the SPX Gamma, okay, to help us put more probabilities on levels. Okay, so basically marrying the SPX to the S&P futures price, because it's one whole complex there. Does that make sense? So the higher level you get up in trading and investing, you're going to start to realize, this market is all connected, interconnected. Does that make sense? Let's get back to simplicity. 7675. I'm going to put a green line there. Why is a green line there? Because it's a positive Gamma node, and that would be below price. And if it's a positive gamma node below price, okay, this could be, okay, in theory, okay, where market makers would have a, not in theory, it actually is, okay, but it's not a guarantee that it's going to work, of course, okay, but 76, 75 is going to give us some probability where the market makers would have, okay, a positive gamma node down here in which they would have to be buying down into this area here to help hedge their books. So I put that as a green line there because from the market maker's perspective, this could help create what's called some demand. Okay, so 7675. Okay, so if you notice, we're going to be opening up, roughly speaking, 7,700. Okay, now team, remember, we're still inside of this range here, right? Even the mother bar high, essentially last Thursday, the 20th, okay, is literally 7,700. Okay, so we're opening up on that. Okay, and again, we're still in overall range here. Yeah, could we snap above this and pop higher? Yes, indeed. Okay, but remember the condition. Okay, we can easily kind of grind back down lower and come back into the mid range there. Okay, the interesting thing about this 76, 75 price point here, okay, is going to be this also lines up in the SPX, okay, with a B1 setup in on the 60-minute time frame. And if you remember too, we have a B1 setup on the daily time frame as well. Okay, so literally at this price point, we have what's called multiple time frame confluence. Okay, now basically this is essentially where we closed yesterday, right? So that would be essentially a gap fill. Okay, so if I bring that back over to the S&P futures, for example, if I bring that over into the S&P futures, okay, basically where we closed yesterday. What's going on, T Wang? What's going on, Samantha? Good morning to you. Yaylene, what's up? What's up? Phantoms in here. Basically, we closed. You can just easily, when the SPX gets down to this area, right, so roughly speaking, about basically where this level is for the most part. All right, or around here. All right, so just keep in mind, right, this B1 level here is kind of mapped out for the most part. I just got to push forward a little bit here just due to the time. So this is where we have that, roughly speaking, the 76, what was it, 75, right? Positive gamma node. It's not super big, but there is positive gamma there, which could help create some demand, again, from the market maker's perspective. Okay. And this all lines up there, team. Okay. All right. Lines up there. So I believe I already have the limit orders in at this level there. You see it right there. I even started right below the Globex low in there. All right, so I got some limit orders in on this demand level below. All right, for the G trap. All right, and I'm even starting a bit below the Globex low there. All right. What's going on, Luke, brother? All right, so that's key there. Got that in. I wanted to throw in. Right, there we go. We're cooking now this thing. All right, cool. Oops, all good. All right, cool. So that's the G trap down here. Bullish. Come on. All right, here, fixing the position size there. All right, G trap bullish down there. All right. And okay, we spoke about the supply above as well, Globe XI. All right, mother bar high. All right, and we would need to be above that Globe XI, which would be also at around that mother bar high there, which we mentioned on the other chart there. All right, now if I go over the Nasdaq real quick, I'll try to do this a bit more quicker. All right, again, we got the daily time frame here on the left, and let me just sneak over into Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, when you finally pass that thing, man, trade it right, bro, and get paid, man. Get paid. You know the deal already. Nasdaq, ooh, nice little level here. We got this weekly low down here too. That is last week's low. We kind of swiped below there. Don't have enough time, 9 minutes before open to kind of get all in detail on that. But this Globex low, nice little prime, impulse, basing impulse. We did have a little pop out there yesterday, team, right? And so from an IOF level standpoint there, this is decent. All right. Again, kind of sloppy here. All right. It's a little sloppy here, but trying to get some alignment. Interesting. Okay. But the price point here, all right, on a 1 hour time frame, impulse, basing impulse, right? Basing candle pop out there. And that leaves us with the 29K, basically 330 price point. And again, this could be used for a G trap. Bullish. Let's go, David Gash, man. He be gashing. He be gashing on the chart, man. Let's go. The team is speaking code language. Phantoms are getting to a point where we're all going to be robots. Beep boop. This is my dream. One of my dreams when I was a younger kid in this business was I want to be a robot with lead trader robot. Dreams are coming true, baby. Keep going. I digress. We got this demand level down here too on the Nasdaq. Why is this red line? What's this creepy red line here? That's what we do. Let's go. Well, that 29K 202. I don't know where that red line is coming from. But, 29K 202, this is NASDAQ. We do have a level of demand down there. Okay. Yes, everything's kind of been choppy and tested here. Range, right, team? Right? A bit of a choppy range over the past couple of days. Okay. So, but we have this last week's low. Now, we did kind of swipe below that a little bit there. Okay, great. But we could use this as well. Okay. Nice little demand level down here. This would be lower range, okay, of this kind of range here. All right. So, again, this would be used as a G trap. Which would be kind of bullish. This also, right, next week could still be kind of like a dry kind of lower week before the actual kind of after the holiday, if you will. But this could, I want to do it more in the S&P. Okay. I actually have a little bit of a kind of a low key swing trade in one of my futures accounts there from the 7660 S&Ps. I'm down to a couple of micro contracts that I'm just kind of holding. That was no secret. I labeled that there was a potential swing trade down there, but day trading it, of course, too, as well. Now, this could be a bit of a swing trade. I want to be a little bit careful with this one, mentioning this, because just due to the timing and the condition. All right, but this is still going to be potentially used as kind of that low range here, if you will. Okay, if this happened to be, just the bottom in say, at least for a short term August. Okay, going into potentially September. All right, so I'm probably going a little bit ahead here. All right, but for today, to keep it as simple as possible, below this Globex low, we have demand 1, we have demand 2, weekly level down in here, albeit we kind of swipe below that. Okay, but I see yellow, I see orange. Okay, monthly or weekly, I put major respect. Okay, and emphasis on those said timeframes as they are high timeframes. Okay, so you want to put that on the dock there. Above the Globex high, okay, we have the couple of daily highs. Okay, so we have this blue line here coming at 29K 670. Okay, we have another daily high here, which is coming in at 29,756. Okay, ish up there. Now above here, a bunch of these levels have been tested. So above this daily high, I do have a 29K 720. Okay, you could kind of bring that up closer to the daily high here. All right. Essentially more on the upper side of the range. So if I were to kind of make an adjustment here, All right, could be potentially looking at, say, 29K 740. Got a label here for G trap. Okay, bearish. Okay, that could be the G trap for the Nasdaq. These have been working very great as the Nasdaq has been a bit more relatively weaker. Okay, above there could be a little bit of an abyss trap right here. All right, and then we have another level of supply, 29K 876, and that would be above this daily high there. Okay, so I'm not sure if we're going to get above this daily high and or this daily high. So I just quoted the kind of second one up here, okay, which is going to be the 29K 770. That would potentially be the area where, at least for today, we would have to come up and absorb this area here. So if long, you'd want a TP up here on this new high, and this could be the kind of level and location where you can also have a G trap bearish. Okay, forgot about the SPX positive gamma above. Yeah, Parissa, you know, I know you're a Phantom member for life. You ain't going nowhere. I know that, but just stay the course. You know, you already know the life is going to be different, and so I want to spend more time with you folks. I love you guys, so just be patient with me. I'm not going anywhere. From alive and with y'all, so things are all coming together. But yes, definitely want to be spending a lot more time, just not on a delayed YouTube either, etc. So for you people on online, free YouTube, etc. One guy was in here the other day. Oh, all you do is like lose, Mr. Blue. Man, I've been doing this for 15 years, bro. You come in one session and you take a losing trade. You can't. You need a 50. You need a long sample. You need a bigger sample size than that, buddy. All right, not just one day. This is a business overall, right? So, anyways, I'm getting to the point where I don't need to say shit. If you're on board with Phantom School, if not, man, just keep it moving, man. We got shit to do in here. All right. So, anyways, I digress. I share some stuff, on YouTube, et cetera, but there's a lot more that goes into it, as we all know. All right, another level here on all that regard. Bell's about to ring, so that's good. Positive gamma above price. Keep an eye on the 7725, 7740 on the SPX. Exactly, KK. A lot of folks get in this business and they just think it's like a get rich quick. Give me a quick trade. It doesn't work that. This is business. We got Bernard saying, is this a learnable thing? It's a skill set. That's the thing. If you come into it learning the business and the skill set itself, yes, you have more probability of learning this business and skill set. If you're coming in here trying to get rich quick and just give me a trade pick and going left and right, all these Discord services, good luck. I mean, hopefully you find your way, all right, but that's going to be very difficult to do potentially there, okay? So strategy, execution. You can have a best strategy in the world, but you still have to execute it, and that's where most people can get it wrong. Okay, this is a demand supply, very simple rule-based strategy, but some people can even mess that up, as I have to in the past. So even if you know what you're doing, you still kind of need that guide and that mentorship as well. I have bigger traders and better traders than myself that I can still cross reference to, and that's the point of human life. Okay, is you're always going to be, if you think you know everything, you don't know shit. Okay, so you can always be learning, Bell's about to ring. Let's go. And we got NVIDIA. Make sure you take profit. If you did get bullish on NVIDIA, make sure you take profit off of that. I did that spread yesterday. And so this is opening up very nicely. And so that's what I got to do here right off the open. Okay. All right, 420 noise. All right, so let me take some profit. You got a little lucky, I guess, with these trades. Sometimes, with earnings, you just never know. All right. But yes, I'm going to take some profit. Let's go, LJ property, brother. Here we go. All right. All right, folks, give me. All right. Not bad on the NVIDIA And if you got bearish, you're wrong. If you got some bullishness there, I just went bullish. It was no simple. I just did a 5 wide debit spread here. Filled it yesterday. Okay, and then just went to the gym and worked out. All right, so we'll see. Went through a whole kind of little thing there. We shared some information on that, and that's the whole trade there. All right. If it didn't work, I would have lost $1. What was it? $1.45, I think, right? But it worked and made a decent little RR ratio there. All right, moving on. Good job, 12 fella. Good job, brother. Good job. Let's go, Joe Frank. Done for the day. Boom. Done for the day. All right, so we got the S&P futures. You got the you have SPX here. What you see, but you just saw. I think this is getting filled down there, right? That's just pulling a VWAP. Let's go, T Wang. Let's go, brother. There you go. Good job. Tech Omega calendar played out 2020. Thank you, Mr. Blue. Let's go, man. Team, man. Teaming. Good stuff. You guys are a bunch of morons, you Phantom members. You guys are a bunch of morons. Bunch of morons. AVGO. Click it. All right. Kind of the first limit entry there got filled. Okay, so kind of the G trap here, if you will, is immencing. All right below there. Bunch of morons. All you do in here is yell and lose money. Yeah, all right, you fucking tool bag. You don't even know you don't know yet. Spies. Give me something good to eat here. 7,700, that positive gamma node above us there. Galen. Give me a trade, trader boy. AVGO. Decent gap there. See gold there. Hoping if any of those bullish trades that you took, hopefully you distributed some here. I know some folks are probably on this S1 tier here. Actually got some fills down in here too as well. I have some targets up here, so that's in one account there. Now we are making, this is the Globex low here, okay, and we are coming into this. I had mentioned about this 30-minute level here yesterday. We have another kind of a 30-minute kind of level down in here. It's not the greatest level. All right, I was using this weekly retesting on the side here on this. All right, so we have this Globex low. There's a bit of a shelf right here on said gold. Right now we're in the S tiers on this. All right, this is not the greatest level here. All right, but watch out because below this Globex low, there could be a sweep and a swipe. Now, just how we're using this weekly retest on this side here, okay? Watch out down in here because this is going to be a better level down in here, give or take. We have this monthly high. We have this daily impulse, basic impulse right here. So tomorrow, I didn't delete any of the old work here because tomorrow, as a Phantom team, I have to go over. I didn't change anything here. I'm going to be going over a debriefing, okay? Because this is so clean. I don't want to say perfect. There's no such thing, but the way that gold has been moving has been so beautiful in regard to how I can, I've been trading this here and here, right? But we can, we have to go in a debrief on this because I'm going to be going through the whole kind of liquidity process on this. Now, that said, we still do have, some absorption of demand here, okay, below this Globex low, which is right there. Okay, but keep in mind the orange level, which is monthly time frame, okay, is down here. So if you wanted to try to get in front side in on this below this Globex low, there's a couple of small time frame levels of demand in here. Be careful with that. You might want to be, again, I'm always a bit more safer when I'm on YouTube because we have, we got new folks in here. We got folks that might not, so I gotta be careful, okay? Right, with people's risk, etc. Because I don't want people to lose money, right? So I want to make sure that when I'm saying something on free on YouTube, okay, that's going to be more on the safer, more conservative side, okay? That said, okay, see this orange box right here, 4595 down to 4570. This would be a better demand level, okay? Demand level, okay, for some bullish trades, okay? Why? Because I have a higher time frame level. I have an basing impulse on a daily demand level down in here with a flip area of a previous monthly high here, okay, on the other side. Okay, so overarch 45.95, all right, and call it 45. I'd say even 65 here, down in here, okay. And yes, that is going to be a level of demand below the Globex low there, okay. Let's go, Bernard. Yeah, and I'm not trying to sell you, brother. I don't give a fuck if you join or not. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, man, come check it out if you like it. If you like it, cool. If you don't like it, that's cool as well, man. It's cool as well, man. We're not for everybody. Never is not for us. Just is what it is. All right, so this is something I'm looking at. I know some of you folks, know that we had, we've had at this level here, kind of planned this. Down in here, we got only one fill here. We, kind of trickled up, etc. Hopefully, I'll took some profit if you did take that long. All right. So again, gold, we have been, we have multiple time frame analysis. That is what's called disalignment. So this is why it's so great as a team. We have, we have a system where, the team kind of knows what they're doing here. All right. So this would be what's called the front side, right on the small time frames. We want this to get extended here. Okay. This could be a front side. What's called B3. Okay. On the low time frames. All right. And we're coming into the higher time frame level. All right, B1. So B3 is on smalls, and the B1 on daily is going to be down, all the way, kind of down here. But we have that daily demand level with the monthly level on the other side. All right. Let's see. Watch out for this gamma node here at the 7700 here. Above here, we do have a little bit of a negative gamma. We kind of call it like a hot pocket, here, phantoms, what have you. All right. Yesterday we did have a little bit of a, if I can speak right, a little bit of a hot pocket gamma node, and we had a nice little pop above that. Now I'm not saying it's going to happen again here today, but yeah, man, Joe V, man, I love you and the team. That code thing, and now that I don't have, I've been doing this for a long time. Now that I don't have this on now, it's like I feel lost. Or even though I know exactly what the heck I need to be doing, I need that thing back on, man. Let's go. Man, I love that thing so much. The tool, it's so cool. All right, I'm gonna take this positive COG here off this, positive gamma node reclaim here. All right, so the SPX. I've been dying to get more convexity and said SPX. I'll be cautious with this one. Again, we've been in a still kind of rangy condition. And so I'll just try to keep it simple here. Single leg long haul. I usually do spreads when we don't have much the greatest high quality setups here. However, 77.25, don't want to get too far away from that, which is right here. So in the event that the S&P, comes up, makes a new high here, give or take. kind of the target area here. All right, so if I were to pick up, say, heck, even if I were to pick up, say, the 77.25 or maybe even a 77.30, like a 20.25 delta, give or take, I'll pick up the 7725 so you can get a bit of some convexity here. This is going to be a long call SPX 7725. Could have probably already got this for about $5. All right, now if you're newer, be careful with this trade and bought that for 530. What I should do here first is I'm going to copy this code and hold on, paste this over here. And why? Because this will allow us to analyze some risk here based on the premium chart. Okay. So, you know, I just snagged a contract here in this little baby small account here. All right. But some risk management. If you were to say, for example, buy this for like $5, okay, you put stop loss at $3. Okay, so your risk 2 multiplied by 100 shares would be $200. Okay, if that is more than what you are able and capable of risking, do not take this trade. You don't need to make a TOS account. You don't need to. You can use any broker that you'd like. I'd recommend Thinkorswim for options because they're good. Interactive Brokers also good. Tasty Trade also good. So we have recommendations, right? Does it make sense? Oh shit! Let me snag this in the other account. All right. Remember, if you bought this for $5, $5.20, whatever. Yeah, Daniel King. Thank you, brother. Yeah, if you're new, I'd say suggest do it in SPY. He's a beast too. So you can just see some of the Phantom members in here. They're getting so good that they're, man, I'm so appreciative of them, and they help myself out here because this is not about me. This is about we. So you got to listen to these experienced members in here. Some beasts. Stop loss, risk management. All right. Daniel King's mentioning if super new, do it in SPY. Totally agree. Okay. This long call. Bullish. Kim Sutton, TP, some PLTR. Let's go. She is a quiet beast. PLTR. Let's go. Good job, Kim. Kim, like the Pink Ranger I grew up on. Beast. Base break. Let's go. TP. Good shit, girl. David Gash. Oh, come on, man. He wins too much. I can't even say good job to him anymore. Fuck off, David Gash. Stop winning, bro. Can you fucking lose for a day, bro? Samantha Grossly, Teslin. That didn't even make any fucking sense. But she's making dollars. Holla. TP. Let's go, Kim. Fucking Mighty Morphin time. TP. I see you, I see you, Samantha Grossness. Let's go, TP. SPX. TP. All right, let's fucking go. Mighty Morphin time. TP. Don't forget to bring the towel. You Phantoms members suck, bro. This guy, all he does is fucking scream and lose money. He's a piece of shit. Is Phantoms worth it, bro? Is it legit, bro? Is it? What's your guys' thoughts, bruh? TP some SPX. Day 2 of a convexity pop, making me horny. It's fucking Mighty Morphin time. All right, letting go. By the way, this is exactly how I am in the live trade room as well. Even worse. So prepare yourself. If this is not for you, fuck off. All right, anybody take that G trap? Trapping. Oh, somebody fucking sold short right below the Globex low, right in there. Came into my buy order. Now probably somebody bought into the highs right in here, right into my sell order. What the fuck is going on there? How'd you know that, Blue? I don't know. Have a fucking strategy in the system. All right. All right, I'm out. Y'all members already know the deal. TP. Everybody's fucking done already golfing right now. SPX just took care of business. G-trap there. All right, let's fucking go, Bob. Let's go. TP. If you want to stop being a fucking loser, like most retail traders, and you want to learn how to do it the right way, all right, with a delivery process, at least from myself, Mr. Blue, telling it how it fucking is. All right, thank God we have Mr. Green and Mr. Black, specifically Mr. Black, a lot more calm. That's good. Different personalities. Click on register, and you'd get taken to this webpage there. Today's the day, the 27th, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 9 hours from now. Name, email, number. I'm not fucking calling you. You click register. All right, you get sent a link there for about a 90-minute, 2-hour class, give or take, hosted by the Mr. Black, my man, the Mr. Green. Okay, one of those two will do it there for you, let you know kind of what Phantom is all about. All right, how we do things here. Okay, we're all professional traders, etc. Shit, there's people in this room right now that are fucking better than me. All right, that's the beautiful thing about this, right? If you're just starting out trading for income, we have kids that are fucking in high school. All right, literally a dude's like, I can't trade with you no more, bro. Summer's over. I gotta go back to school. It's all good, bro. It's all good, bro. Go to school, get your fucking education. Let's go. We have people that are here, wealth management, 70 plus years old. Not that age matters. Okay, and everybody in between. Not just stocks, futures, forex, options, even crypto these days. Starting out small account. We even recommend. Okay, even if you have fucking 20 million to your name. All right, still start small. Open up $5,000 account. Get your feet wet first. Okay, before you go big. Okay, learn the skill set first for professional side. All right, so there we go. If you like it, cool. If not, cool. That's as well. That's good as well. We're going to continue to do our thing and build what we're building here at Phantoms team, right? And that said, we don't need to say too much there. Check it out. Make sure you are make sure you're taking profit and managing your risk that you still potentially have. This market has been very choppy and rangy. Okay, so make sure you know what you're doing there. I'll see some of y'all later today. Of course, today's Thursday, so we have options class and we have options advanced as well. And I'll see y'all then. Trade safe. Blew out. God bless.